Is there sound? I don't know what to say. That's... says it's unmuted. Is there sound? Is it sound? Is it not sound? There is sound? Is that it? Okay. Well, damn. I don't know. It didn't say there was anything going on with my sound. Nice. But yeah, basically what I was saying as I was muted is I've been trying to focus this element of... Also, welcome this live stream. I'm trying to juggle percussive elements. Welcome, friends. Welcome, OTP. Welcome, welcome, brothers and sisters. Yeah, see how this flows through. I don't know. See how this flows through. The idea is like having my percussive element, this drum here. I'm trying to just swap it out very immediately, where every strike that I do, I'm trying to weave in. And then kind of interlude. Something like that. That kind of works, yeah. Never done this before. And then I'll integrate this hand. I don't know, I'm working on the pan flute part in there. Nice. Gangs of New York. Yo, yeah, we loved making that movie, brother. We loved... Are you saying I was the guy with the mustache? Yeah, it's honestly, it's a challenge. It's a challenge to kind of weave in this dimension. Of course, the next element of it is weaving in this baby, in the interludes. I don't know, I'm just gonna juggle so many parts that my mind just breaks. That's the idea, right? Beautiful. Phenomenal. You should grow one. I've tried. I can kind of grow like a decent kind of like curly, like it kind of curls up. I can grow one of those mustaches, but yeah, I feel like I want to grow the rest of my facial hair effectively, but I can't really because my Ukrainian genes, but yeah. Alright. It would fit the hat though very well. 100%. That's a... Okay. I don't know. It's kind of a mind fuck. It's a mind fuck, but this is a Picasso bow. Yeah, this baby. It's a violin bow. I gotta kind of use more rosin for it though. It's got a good amount though, I'd say. think the thing that's kind of like breaking my mind, which is kind of a challenge, is I'm really trying to create almost like a 3/4 rhythm. Like this is, imagine this, right? It's kind of what I'm doing, but imagine, you know, this hand is doing a separate rhythm. It's like a polyrhythm, or this hand is going like, you know, it's like, it's going at some sort of rhythm. And then I'm creating a rhythm that's different on this drum. And then at a peak time, I just... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying. It's experimental. I'm sure it sounds all right. Yes. Yeah, Matsu. Yeah, brother. Yeah, the dual melodies and synchronize them. Exactly. It's like, yeah, it's exactly that. It's like I start with like splitting it up, where it's just like, and then, yeah, in some way, I don't know. It's a little sloppy, but yeah. Yeah, welcome, friends. Do you know the primary notes from Love Will Tear Us by Division? Interesting. I can't say I do, dog. You have no idea who that is. Welcome, brother. Appreciate you, Billy. Appreciate you, brother. I'm not bad. I'm a little bit sleep deprived. Yeah, I found myself a bit dysregulated today. I did a cold plunge for the first time in like a week and a half. So, actually really happy about that. I'm getting back and doing the cold plunge sprint protocol. Just joining the bros, cooking some crazy meditative music. Thank you. Honestly, this to me kind of sounds like flawed, but really beautiful, because it's like exciting. Right? I think this is something that if I could really figure this out, it could really create a very beautiful flow. Let's see. So I use this, somehow I want to incorporate. That. I don't know. It's interesting though. I almost feel, weirdly enough, all of this going on here is like it's almost like a coordination rhythm exercise. That's kind of what I think's going on here. Is it's like honing my ability to individually isolate rhythm and individually isolate certain elements. So when I weave it all together, it's all stronger, right? It's all more cohesive. Yeah, it's kind of breaking my brain, but it's nice. Welcome, friend. Do you know any other artists that do this type of music? What is this genre? Yeah, actually, there's one artist that's actually influenced me indirectly. There's a couple, but I think I've spoken once or twice. His name is Wagal. The rhythm scratches my brain in a good way, if that makes sense. Nice. Me too, brother. Me too. I think for some reason, this sound incorporated well. Like, it's almost like a primal sound. It's like you hear guitar and you think, you know, guitar is almost like has like a modern or sort of ancient sound, but as soon as you have like a djembe in there, it's like suddenly it's a different genre. And what I've realized too is what's mind blowing is, you know, you see a lot of artists like Andy McKee, John Gom. They do percussive hits. You know, it's acoustic percussion where they're hitting like something like that, right? But the idea is with this dynamic, it's easier and actually can be smoother and more comprehensive because the guitar and the drum is right here. So it's not like I have to hit all the way over here on this side of the guitar, here or here. It's right here. So it actually makes it so I can do smoother and faster percussive hits. If I were to do some shit, that's like, and the thing that blows my mind is I can do that like. I can just do some weird shit. It's great. It's great. How do you spell the artist names? Yeah, bro. It's W. Let me put them actually in the chat. Let me toss it in the chat. It's Waagal. But yeah, I'll throw it on there for anyone that's curious. Because this dude's dope as fuck. He does basically what I'm doing, but in a different way, even further. Waagal. Let me see. I'll do it all in caps. Yeah. Dude is dope. He's a phenomenal guitarist, phenomenal pan flute, Tibetan throat singing. He does like crazy shit. He's dope. He's one of my inspirations for sure. And he's actually the reason he gave me the idea to do this, truthfully. Like I've had this Ting chef for a while, but he does the same thing where he does like hand pan and tongue drum. Well, he'll do actually a didgeridoo, hand pan, and this as a percussive element on top of like drums, and he does crazy stuff. All right, let's focus. I could do like a double hit. It's just suddenly so original. It's just so much. I'm doing like little things, but it's suddenly like a different. You know, it's kind of weird. It's like, you know, as you know, I'm a very like infamously sober individual. But strangely enough, when I had this realization to do this, I actually had a couple shots of rum, which is not something I drink rarely. I drink like maybe like once a month, if that, maybe every couple months. But I randomly bought this like very interesting rum with an X on it, and I decided I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take a couple shots of this and see what. I was like, I think I was watching like a movie, and I was like, let's just see what happens. For some reason, when I drank these couple shots of rum, I immediately was like, boom. I was like, you know, what would happen if I just focused all of my energy on percussive elements? Like, it was very weird. I could see that. Red Dead Redemption. feel like the one thing I had to do, though, to really bring this together, Mr. Movements, if you put a fridge magnet on your bowl, you can instantly stick your guitar. What? You can instantly stick it to your guitar instead of placing it. Fridge magnet on my bowl. Interesting. A magnet on the bow. I see. On this. Yeah? Not a bad idea. I mean, I'll be honest, I think, yeah. In many rights, the reason I use this, like I even keep it here, is because it's easier to access. Like I can place my thing technically at like arm's length. It's pretty easy, arm's length right here, right? It's like I keep it off screen. But I think there's something about having it immediately on the fly. But that's actually, I think that's a brilliant idea. A magnet, he says. A magnet. Yeah, but I find, basically, I feel like what I would love to do is I need to somehow figure out the way to synchronize a key shift on this pan flute. So I basically have to learn to play the pan flute a little lower so I can appropriately match the key here. Like there. And the idea is that when I'm matching this key and bending it, I also have to aim it so I'm on an angle where this is not like banging my guitar or conflicting with where my guitar is. All about angles. Like that's the thing with guitar. It's like, man, there's so many angles. It's beautiful. Everything I'm doing here, it's like the angle of the drum with the angle of the pan flute, the angle of the guitar, the angle of this. It's like everything's just all about angles. See if it's on the right angle or the wrong angle. It just like smacks the guitar here. So I gotta like perfectly angle this. Of course, then I gotta angle the angle the airstream. There's no cheating in music. Color matching them with stickers go green. Ah, yeah. Let's see. The stickers go green and match with your guitar and sticker. No one will see it. For what though? Let's see. Color match them with stickers. Go green, match with the guitar and green sticker. I'm not sure what you mean. I mean, the angles I have to do by eye and ear and by feel. I can't, yeah. Yo, yeah, there's no music because, why can we gift? Does your channel not have that option yet? Not yet. Yeah, I'm at 2,500 view hours. So I need 500 more watch hours. That's actually why, if you notice, I'm grinding like multiple hour streams every single day, at least I try to. Because I'm at, 2,500 watch hours. I need to get to 3,000 so I can do super chats. And then 4,000 to get sponsored or ad revenue. So yeah, not yet there. But yeah, we're close. Yeah, we're close. Honestly, it's going to be a massive win just to have that option open. Like, be like, word, I have the ability to do super chats and do AdSense revenue. So it's very exciting. I don't know. It's been a grind, though, I got to say. Like, I've been grinding, and I'm still going to be grinding. It's going to take me at least like a week, probably about a week to get to, or maybe a week and a half to get to 3,000. And then it's going to take me another couple weeks then to get to 4,000. But that's also why I've been exploring doing high quality long format YouTube videos. Yeah, if you desire to support, is there anywhere else we can donate in the mentions? I've yet to create that. I don't know how one would do that. I think the only other way is if I create like a PayPal or something like that, and then I post that in my channel link, which I may do in the future. You know, I might just pop on that. So by arranging just the sticker alone, you will know that you'll hit your note 100%. Right. You mean like putting a sticker, I don't know, like somewhere inside the pan flute to know the angle? I don't know, bro. It's like, I swear, if I don't know what you're referring, but if you're referring to, yeah, the angle of the pan flute versus, say, the angle of the guitar, those are things that are just so subtle, individualistic. I don't think placing a sticker would be primarily helpful, because it's like the angle of the pan flute. It's like I'm trying to, I don't know, maybe it's worth considering. Maybe it's worth trying to figure it out. For me, I do it all by ear. That's kind of the challenge with the pan flute, but also what's so beautiful is, yeah, you do everything by ear. Like I know for a fact that's in key. If I can hear, that's out of key. That's in key. Yeah. I don't know. That's something worth considering. I'm sure a lot of people would love to donate because of the more beautiful music. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. I mean, yeah, I'm excited. When I get super chat, I'd be very excited, very elated to actually receive, payment. Because I've been doing this YouTube thing for like literally, yeah, like 7, 8 months. Haven't made a single cent, which I'm sort of, I'm at peace with. But I'm also in this place where I'm like, it'd be exciting to see an incentive. Like, wow, like it's exciting that people, do desire to support me. But yeah, honestly, in multiple weeks, we'll be there. We'll have super chats and ad revenue. I'll actually be, cashing paychecks, which is exciting. But you're probably right. Maybe it's wise to, I don't know, figure out what way I can set up like a Cash App or something for people that just want to donate here and there. Because I think that's fair. It's a beautiful sentiment. I've actually been wanting to design a Patreon channel for various reasons, but definitely when I get monetized, I'm going to go full on Patreon. Have like a free portion, have a paid portion, where the paid portion will primarily be for when I'm doing like deep dives, behind the scenes stuff, original music, talking about, say, psychedelics or things that, don't align with the community guidelines of YouTube. But so on the body of the flute in the center, you will see it. There's a pattern that you want to create when you look down the flute and see the oval shape turn perfectly circular in your target. All right. Well, that being said, that's another thing is I can't. I mean, it's not a bad, reference, but it's almost like I wouldn't be able to see it. I wouldn't really be able to see it because when I'm playing the pan flute, are you saying like on this side? I don't know. It's worth considering. It's worth considering. I can see that being dope. Yeah. I missed the beginning. That's so funny. Yo, thank you, bro. I appreciate, honestly, super chatting. It's an exciting thought where it's like it gets in it further, further incentive. Like word, I can just really crystallize this vision as a full-time YouTuber. I appreciate that though. I don't know. I may have to just like go ahead and organize. I think I've seen other YouTubers. They post like a Cash App on their channel somewhere. They say like, if you want to support me or give me a tip, this is a Cash App thing. So I might just have to just do that, in the next little bit before, because yeah, it's gonna take it'll be like another couple weeks, and then I'll get super chat, and then yeah, and then like another couple weeks after that, I'll get the ad revenue, monetization. I appreciate that though. Yeah, bro, that's interesting, Billy. Honestly, brother, I think you're onto something. I mean, I think, yeah, I have to really think it through on the ideal way to like place it. Because if it's on this side, I can't really see it. If it's on this side, it'd have to be like on a perfect angle where it's like noticeable. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's a brilliant idea, having some little marker, even just like in relation to certain notes. Anyways, let's see what we can do here. It's slowly coming together. This is kind of like cooking my brain, like try to do this dynamic, but in a good way though, in a good way. And thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate you. I love this hat. This hat is, yeah, it gives me life. Yeah, welcome Moon, welcome Jay. It's all about angles, though. There's angles. There we go. It's coming a little smoother. This is cool. This is cool. And even I can do like double, one-handed double chords or double. And even if I just, yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. I don't know. I think you're right, though. I think you're right. It would be dope as fuck to have this literally just like bang, magnetically attached. That would be mega convenient. And then, the idea is then once I get a handpan or tongue drum, like a miniature tongue drum, the idea is then I could have the tongue drum, sort of what Wagal does, is I'd have like a stand with a table right here, say, and then the tongue drum could be right there. Like tongue drum would be chilling here. So I could basically do the same thing where I'm just like, but instead of hitting a drum, I'll be hitting a tongue drum. It'll be hitting notes. So I'd be like, boom, 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 or whatever the fuck a tongue drum sounds like. And then, even further, the dopest thing is once I learn how to do this, basically, that is, do an alternate key with a capo, then it actually becomes even more unique, where it's like I can go like. Shit, that's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I gotta get good at this. I gotta somehow get good at smacking this. There we go. Need more rosin for that, definitely. Whew. Wow, that's a brain exercise and a half. That's great. Shit. Wow, it's such a beautiful day right now. Yeah. I'm not sure if my track glitched out. It's very possible. I know what happened the other day. Or everyone's just kicking it. But I'm not sure about that. That seems suspicious. This is very suspicious. I don't know why. It's happened the other day. I was like, oh yeah, everyone's just chilling. Everyone's not speaking words. And then there was like 10 minutes of chats just completely backed up. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's glitching out. I'm going to assume it is, but oh well. And then, if I say, yeah, what's going on here? I'm going to exit and come right back. I don't want to stop the stream, but I'm going to exit. I'm going to close. Disconnected, and we're back. I had a feeling the chat froze. The chat just froze. Man, I was sitting, I was like, maybe everyone's just so entranced, they're just enjoying themselves. They're not speaking words, but let's see, gift that. A lot of people's that. Yeah, here we are. So, got to use those donos to get some nice new music equipment. Yeah, brother. Honestly, I was just thinking about that last night. Where, I mean, I really want to get an electric cello. I really want to get an electric cello. So if people, yeah, people are just like, I'm buying. I'm looking to save up money for studio time, new electric cellos and crazy stuff. Who knows? Maybe people would be more apt to support that. Let's see. But yeah, what did I miss here in the chat? I'd love to hear you on a nylon string guitar. Me too, brother. Me too. Honestly, the only time I usually play nylons is when I go to Long McQuaid and I just hang out there and play all the guitars. I should probably do that actually in the next couple days. Just go to Long McQuaid and hang out. Just play all the guitars there. Yeah. Nice hat as always. Thank you, friend. Thank you. You put it in your channel info section for Cash App links. Yeah, I don't think I've ever used Cash App, but might as well build one, I guess. Seems like a good idea. And then what I can do next is I actually have a capo that is a rolling capo. So I can basically just press it, I push it, and it'll move to a different key. So I could somehow, if I want to do a crazy key shift, I'll be like, do exactly like... Then I could just go push, or just do that quickly. Actually, let's go into the fifth. Fifth capo is kind of... It's nice, but I don't think this is the move. I don't think this is the move. Oh, damn. Didn't even have our AMF. There we go. Whew. Wow, What a mindfuck. Put in the channel links. Yes. Hello, welcome Raquel. Welcome Raquel. With a video description. Very nice. I will donate many monies in the currencies. Nice. That's, wow. Thank you, brother. I have to say, I'm very fortunate that most of my audience is in, like, you know, my age bracket. They're like, it's like 30 to 40 or something, or 30 to 40. So that's a good age bracket. That's a good age bracket, you know? Everyone's just, we're all just, yeah, human beings. There's a Ko-Fi. Other streams use it. To donate tips. Ah, a Ko-Fi. Never heard of that. Well, we're learning stuff today. Ko-Fi. Ko-Fi. Make money doing what you love. Ko-Fi puts creators first. Give you full control. You connect your fans. You decide what to offer. Huh. Nice. Thank you. Yeah, thanks to let me. Thank you for the recommendation. The heart, and they will come. Nice. Doing the same outside. Starbucks now. Nice. Yeah. Well, you're busking outside of Starbucks. Con B. Dude, my aluminum nickel with parlor guitar strings are so old. Yeah. Alright, let's get this angle down. I feel like I gotta get a good cushion to sit on that. I saw you on muted for a bit, and that was funny. Yeah, and I'm sure. I mean, that's the funny thing is everyone was still like stoked and here. They were here for it, even if I was on mute. So that's something. Yeah. Welcome to live chat. So I reconnected. That was awesome. You're a new shaman. My TV has pretty much become you. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you, brother. I love this. This is like perfect. Whoa. Whoa. Definitely needs more Rosen for that. Yo, I do not know how to play Rush E. Isn't Rush E a meme song, I think? Has the lowest for fee charge compared to others. Interesting, interesting. I can see that. So even compared to like, I guess, I don't know how Cash App works or, yeah. Yeah, because that's valid, isn't even Super Chat, it takes like 30%. It takes 30%. So, yeah, might as well look into Ko-Fi, maybe if it takes less than 30%, because YouTube takes a lot, I've heard. Yeah. Yo, thank you. I was sitting there watching the live stream when suddenly the ground shook. Wow. I guess maybe that was, I don't know. It was just causing a wave of energy. Let's try to remove this capo and go back to standard. down into like a multiple rhythm. It's a good brain game. It's a good brain game. Well, thank you. Was scary. Damn. Damn. I mean, I think if anything, that's a sacred. Yeah, that's a sacred act. You know, if it's a earthquake at random, or some sort of earth-shattering experience. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Stereo. I've been trying to integrate this kind of dynamic for a while. I was helped out by a different streamer. I was trying to get out the charges for Ko-Fi, but there isn't any. If you put tip straight into your PayPal charge, it gets crazy and convert to your currency. Wow. Yeah, that's wow. Well, I'm gonna. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate you, Moonstars. Honestly, I've been so removed from trying to receive any income, beyond the super chats, ad revenue function. Never even considered that. But I think after this stream, I might even do this right now. I'll just sign up for Ko-Fi. Might as well, because that seems like an amazing option. Because even if I'm receiving super chat, I mean, I think that has some sort of, I don't know, application for YouTube. Maybe YouTube gives you more views or something. I don't know how it works, but let's see. Let's do this. Put in this. Name, email. I'm a creator, receiving tips. You can build monthly memberships, sell products, offer commission services. What? It's just like do it all site. This site rocks. It's like almost like a better version of Fiverr, like a one that's more oriented. So what would you like your link to be? Huh. Probably a movement, I would say. Yeah, let's make it ASE dot movement. Make it nice and easy to type. ASE movement. Oh. ASE movement. Maybe even just a ASE. Huh. Your name should be a minimum of 5 characters. Interesting. What should this name be? Moon, try crypto if the fees are high. If the fees are too low in crypto, 5 cents, you can convert it. If I could support financially. That's all good, brother. That's all good, brother. Honestly, I know for a fact, I'm doing fine. I'm not doing like amazing. I've had weeks even recently where I was pretty broke, but honestly, I'm on all metrics. I'm quite blessed. I don't think I think the whole process of what I do as a performance art, like if I were busking on the street, I'd probably be walking away with like $50-$60 within like an hour. Like that's the usual sort of turnout. So it's interesting to see, even at any rate, I don't expect people when I'm even busking, right? I would never expect anyone to give me a cent, but it's always such a powerful compliment when someone just gives me a $5 bill. I'm just like, wow. I'm like, what did I even do? But it's like, yeah, let's see. There's got to be some sort of move. ASE movement. Sure, that's sure. You can change it anytime. Cool. Choose my profile pic. I think I have an idea of what I'll do for my profile pic. Yeah. Beauty. Look at this legend. Yeah. Choose your interests. My interest is advice. Comedy? No. Community? Yes. Dance and theater? No. That's great, but game development, gaming, health and fitness? Yes. Lifestyle? No. Photography? Podcast? Sure. Social? Sure. Spirituality? Yes. Streaming? Yes. Video and film? Sure. Okay, and then I can write a bio. I think I'm just going to copy parts of my bio for now from my YouTube. I wonder if I can copy the entire thing. Now let's just do... Yeah, this is nice and lazy. I don't know if that's actually hitting the mark. Verification code. Nice. Verification. Verifying myself. Let's see. Hinge with that. Oh, nice. With that, activate your Ko-Fi. Parkour. Huh. Activate Ko-Fi. Yeah, baby. That's a thing. You know, what I could do, actually, your page is live. Nice. Okay. I think I can find a better name for that, but yeah, I can connect PayPal. Nice. Nice. It's good to know. Nice. Nice. Okay. Nice. Nice. Alright, so I guess my Ko-Fi is set up. Nice. Yeah, but no, I think I can do even like, with this act, I can use this guy. I'm not even sure if this is in tune effectively, but if I like work this properly. Yeah. Kind of have. What I should do is, yeah. This is where I'll put my tongue drum. When I get it, it'll be right there. But for now, maybe just do. I actually, for some reason, like it more here. This feels more natural. Yo, we'll want to do. Ko-Fi uses PayPal and Stripe. They're the middleman, but they convert your currency straight to your PayPal. Yeah, I see. Information views would have to share, which I don't think they do. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to, hook it up right quick. I think I made a PayPal a long ass time ago. Look at me, I'm evolving in the streaming world. Tapping guitar. Yeah, this guy gets it. Tapping guitar mixed with jambes, Oh, we gotta get this. I think this is in a different tuning, but... It's probably in, C major. Such a mindfuck. PayPal charges, the currency charges a lot compared to Ko-Fi. Ah. Do you know the cello player Mitslav Rostropich? I can't say I do. Rostropich. I can't say I do. That's... Huh. I'll have to type his name in here, because I'll never remember that ever. Beyond that. Misty Love. Man, I'm so out of reach to my computer. Rostrop. I should do it. Ah, Miss Yes. Ah, a cellist and conductor. In addition to his interpretations techniques, well known for inspiring and commissioning new work. Huh. Interesting. That's cool. Whew. This has been breaking my brain. It's been great. He was befriended a Russian composer, Shostakovich, and they were both geniuses. No one makes a cello well beat like him. Wow, that's magic, bro. Thank you for sharing. I gotta definitely, I'll check him out. I don't know. I'm experimenting. This kind of sounds like shit, but it sounds interesting. I have to say though, my rhythm is getting somehow like really, I mean, makes perfect sense. It's getting very strong. This rhythm, like trying to exercise these rhythmic dimensions. I feel like my rhythm is just like strong as fuck right now for some reason. Yo, what's good, genius? What's good, brother? I'm just batting this thing like it's not doing anything. Damn. Let's go. Do the thing. Do the thing. Come on. Wow, it honestly blows my mind over and over and over again just how effective this djembe, this miniature djembe, just having this chilling right here. It's just like the dimension alone, the vicinity of this to the guitar. That alone just makes it so easy to incorporate really stuff you can't really technically do. At least in rhythm for most stuff. That's dope as fuck. Wow. Slow it down. Damn. See, that's the value of it, I think, is in so much, is a controlled rhythm. The ability to really control rhythm. Like do different polyrhythms and different weird like cadences. Ooh, word. There's so much weird stuff you can do on a drum, yeah. I like the fast pacer bits. Nice. Me too, honestly, it's kind of what a page that I took away from East Force's book is drum, when you do it at such a pace where it's matching the heartbeat, just the heartbeat. Or just like a fast heartbeat. How was I doing it? Or even just, yeah. Or even mix it up, or both. Yeah, I don't know, it's a mind fuck. Yeah, it's just like rhythm can surely make someone's like heart beat so effectively. It gets like adrenaline moving when it's like such a potent part of it. It's just like the rhythm. It's the verb right on the guitar itself. I've always wondered how the ethereal sound vibe pops up even when people vibe vocals on YouTube. Huh. I always wondered how the ethereal vibe pops up even when people's live vocals on YouTube, like they're talking into a DAW. Interesting. Yeah, for this is a preamp. This is a preamp. Is this baby right here. It's a preamp. So I can play this anywhere. If I'm chilling in a forest, if I'm just, walking down the street or on a beach, I don't even need an amp. I mean, I have an amp and it's tiny and it's a really good one. But yeah, the preamp. I don't know how people do that for the vocals. I'm assuming that's like editing software. They're probably using some sort of editing software that's like streaming directly into the vocals or directly into the microphone. So when they speak, it's probably like naturally almost layering over like reverb or a DAW or a plugin. Yeah. It's so weird because just like with this, like with what Anna McKee and John Gomm does, so much of what they're doing is literally just planning. They're planning their ability to execute movements in a fraction of a second. They're just exercising their muscle memory, sort of what I'm doing right here, where you're practicing your muscle memory to premeditate, setting up. Rhythmic tricks. So it all sounds cohesive, but it's all like premeditated in a sense where it's like they know for a fact, well, if they're doing like a certain beat, they can. There's a better way to do that. Yeah, I mean that's yeah, nothing beats this bongo or this djembe sound. Truthfully, I used to steal the $17,000 Waves Mercury Bondle. Yeah, oof, that was way too much of an attack. Got to set that up better. That's the one. That's what I want. Ding. Doesn't have a lot of value, but that's another thing I can do is just like, whoa, gotta like toss the pan flute. But I don't know if that's worth it because I don't want to ever damage this thing. But just like, yeah, it's not really, it doesn't have a lot of value. Toss it to this hand. I thought though something would be kind of wild is if I do something like this. Because this is actually a pretty, strangely, it's a pretty balanced balance point. And I could sit like this with my pan flute here. And then at some point, and then I could just, I don't know, this is also, and at some point, yeah, crazy. Thank you, brother. Welcome, cat. CC Cats. Shit. Awesome sound. It's like ear who. Nice. You're very good at the one man band shit, Ryan. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Today, I'll be perfectly honest. Today, I started the stream and I didn't check out 8D music. I really want to though. I think I remember I went to check it out and then I just like ate a bunch of food and passed out. Thank you. Yeah, no, this is actually something that I didn't even know I would be able to do. I was like, had an idea. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll see how this goes. And it kind of like was a mind fuck to think about. But then I just popped on the stream. I was like, no, I'm gonna try to do this. Of course, I've done similar types of dynamics, but this is like the first time I think I've really locked in and just done. It's fun, honestly. It's like a fun challenge. I would hate though for this to fall. I don't know how. This is pretty steady. This is really steady, but I would hate for this so much to fall. This works really well though, like this right here. The one thing is I definitely need to get a cushion though. I feel like sitting like this is very, it's very intense. Where's a cushion? Where's something I can use? I don't know, I'll find something. Did you ever check out? Yeah. Them. Man, though, this weather is wild right now. I may feel at some point it's just cats. Word, I feel you. At some point, I definitely might just do the stream outside for a period and then go out and do some videography because I feel like I might want to just do this dynamic, but do some weird videography and make some long format YouTube stuff. See how that goes. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. That's literally, man, wow. That's got infinite potential. Like insane. That it's like that fraction of a second in between when I'm going pa pa pa. I could create an entire song with that. It's called a nai. Yeah, Romanian nai. Yeah. Or a pan flute, but yeah, Romanian nai. Can you do the did do, thank you? No idea what that song is, friend. Yeah, yeah. And then I don't know if I could somehow get in the right key. There's a local underground death metal band from the 90s called The Section, and the drummer has a double bass pedal, and you're almost replicating just by hand. Ah, interesting. Is that a Mongoli theme? That's right. That actually, yeah. I never thought about that. But that's exactly right, genius. This is like a double bass pedal effect. There's a reason my mind was like so attracted to it. I was like, this sounds dope, but it's like, that's exactly, this is a double bass. This is a bass pedal. Like, because a bass pedal literally is this. It's just a drum, like a djembe, with a little gunk. And it's just like, so I'm going like, gunk, gunk. That's just so fun, man. That's just like a rhythmic exercise. Play Sweet Child of Mine acoustic style. No idea any of that. This is all improv, friend. Yeah, not a cover artist here. Beautiful song, though. That's so stimulating. That's so fun. Originals are ideal to me. Some arts is probably worth replacing, like an honorary sense. But originals works best. Yeah. In the future, I think someone pointed out. Forget who was. Maybe it was you. No, someone else. I think they were like pointing out how, yeah, if I were to do something like Pink Floyd, some Pink Floyd song, and yeah, did some kind of recreation, where it was really just like me interpreting the Pink Floyd song, using the same chords and structures, and then doing some harmonics on top of it, basically just improvising in the style that I do, with say pan flute, with all this, then yeah, I could do some sort of unique remix of a song, which I could do. I've done that, with like Last of Us or something. It's like Last of Us. The idea is, though, usually what I do when I'm doing like remixes is I like to remix like stuff from like Naruto or Lord of the Rings, or like, wow, my leg is falling asleep. But yeah, like stuff from like Naruto or Lord of the Rings, or like Harry Potter, or Last Samurai, like movie scores or video game stuff. That's what I was doing for a while. Was I was working on internalizing the melodies and remixing them in creative ways. Attack on Titan, I did a lot of melodies from Attack on Titan. Those are melodies, for whatever reason, I'm like resonant with. Like as soon as they're also just so beautiful. I mean, Pink Floyd, and of course a lot of these bands, they are very beautiful. Yeah. Oh yes, I'm familiar with what it's called. But I hear ya. Yeah. Be your stage name if you make an album or such. I believe so. Yeah. For this style of music, for this like meditative sound journey type, yeah, Ashay will be. It is my performance moniker. I feel. My SoundCloud or my Spotify. I already updated my Spotify to Ashay. but it's empty. It doesn't have anything on there. But yeah, yeah, nah. Yeah. That being said, though, I can't help but feel, it's a slippery slope. Like, it's a very slippery slope. Like, I get the making your own. I think the joy in creating long format YouTube that's honoring music and music that people really love and connect with is a beautiful dynamic. But I'm just really want to stray away from copyright infringement type stuff. Like, if I'm playing a song that's so iconic and universally known, and as soon as I like play like a simple riff that's like bam bam, that's like hitting it, I would really dislike to get that copyright infringed, because that's apparently is the thing that can happen. Is if you just play the riff and it's like so well known, then it can just trigger the software. You could just get copyrighted. Yo, thank you. Yeah, I'm honestly having a lot of fun with this dynamic. You know what I think is really fun about what's going on here is a lot of it's like a mixture of, basically it's doing like I'm doing a meditative sound journey. Like, I'm using sound instruments, I'm using like ancient sounds and ancient instruments to create like a sound journey or a sound bath. But I'm also taking it one step further, where I'm really focusing on compositional ideas that are strong. So if you're, listening to like a meditative sound journey, there's also lots going on musically that musicians can attach themselves onto. Like you say, doing these kind of polyrhythms, or just rhythms where just musically, like as a musician, for me, that's like, it's entrancing. It's almost like entrancing to be in that state where the percussive elements is floating into the to this. And again, this is, weirdly enough, this is actually very similar to what Gall does. He doesn't always do that, but again, the artist that I shared, Wagall, Waagal, he does something similar. I'm actually taking a page from his book. He does it in a completely different way. Truthfully, this is a little more complex, but he does it still in a similar way, where it's like, it's meditative, but it's musically rooted. If it's copyright, you play it backwards. If it's copyright, if you play it backwards. Some music sounds weird backwards, but legible as well. It's copyright, play it backwards. Sure. I mean, that's, yeah. Again, it's. I'm open. I think what I'm gonna do in the future inevitably is, again, I love to do improv, like pure improv, where I'm improvising. I fluently navigate improv, and I love to just create on the spot. I love to do interpretations, mix around genres. So if someone's like, play like Pink Floyd this song, and I know of the basic chord structure, and I start to improvise around it, and it's my interpretation. That's the thing I think I would love to focus more. But I think doing true covers, or even trying to like orient it at all, I want to stay away from that heavy, at least on live streams. But I don't know. I'll find the balance. I'll find the balance, I feel. Hey, thank you. That's the wrong key. Shit, yeah, just in a flow state. Freestyling is the modern name for it, Ryan. Yeah, I say improv as you're told. Yeah, told you as you're a time traveler. Ah, yeah, nice. Yeah, I've associated, yeah, like freestyling too. Yeah, improvisation, freestyle. It's yeah, it's all There's all many different worlds of it. It's all beautiful, like loopers looping in their freestyle way. It's a copyright that, yeah, super dope. I kind of get it now to some degree. You know why artists like Marcin, Marcin, the guitar classic percussive dude, why he's so apt to constantly engage in his percussive hits. Like it actually kind of really makes sense. I believe covers are great for people who are beginners when they're learning to use the instrument. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's what I like to point out point blank in a neutral way is like for a lot of people, wow, amazing. Studying shit this is sound is really pleasant. Magical. I'm loving it too. It's fun. Thank you, Kylie. Yeah, no, I think I like to point that in a neutral way where a lot of people they're desiring to maybe hear this cover, that cover, and I kind of just openly exclaim that yeah, it's like if you I used to cover from age like 11 to like 16. That's literally the years. That's like 4 or 5 years. All I did was covers. That's all I did. When I was a new guitarist when I was 12 years old, all I did was covers. I would focus on covering other people's music. And I say the last time I really did like a true cover was probably when I was about 20, 21 when I covered Andy McKee's music. And I would literally spend multiple months, actually several months, learning to refine some of his difficult songs. And yeah, it really shaped my style. But once I hit a point where I was like, okay, I've learned so much, I've laid such a powerful foundation, then I transitioned into focusing all on my own music, all on learning to improvise, write music, and do all this or other sorts of music theory. So is yeah, I think there's definitely something to be said about like artists like Marcin, who is so, I would say, well versed at writing original music that now for him the challenge is to actually he can just take other people's music, like really beautiful pieces of music, and then make it his own by basically making more complex fingerstyle versions of modern music. And I think other musicians they do that, where that's not covering music, that's them basically reimagining the same composition in a more complex way. And that's honestly that's where I would love to go with it. Is I would love to reimagine, other songs. I wouldn't love to just cover them like, all right, we're gonna cover it, start to finish. For me, that's like what I did when I was like young as shit. But it's like I think reimagining music, like learning to make the composition your own by honoring it, by learning the composition, but then making it unique and making it your own. And that takes a whole nother level of skill that I think once someone evolves from, say, they start with covers, then they maybe transition to focusing on learning to write originals, learning to improvise, and then they maybe break through, like, okay, now they're fluent at writing originals, they're fluent at improvising. So then the next stage is learning to reimagine other music. I think it's a process. It takes many years to get to. That being said, too, I think a lot of creators, like I say this sometimes with a little bit of a grain of salt or throwing salt, is some creators, for good reason, because it lands very well, they spend a lot of time reimagining other art or even just covering it, just black and white, because that gets a lot of likes, it gets a lot of views, like the algorithms love it, the larger rhythms, which is fair, it's fair play. You ever try and replicate nice sounds you hear on accident, like dropping a cup, random nature sounds? Uh, Not often. Rarely. I remember on mushrooms, I tried to recreate the sound of water, like the droplets of water. I think I was going like I found myself, yeah, but very rarely. I think, yeah, replicate the sounds. I think what I really would love to do, which would play into that very beautifully, Genius, is I want to get a Zoom. One of those things. Forget what they're called. It's like a audio recorder, like a really high quality audio recorder. It's a little box that you can walk around and capture the sounds of everything. That's actually probably what I should probably do soon. It's like I can walk up and capture the sound of a bird or the sound of, I don't know, maybe droplets falling off a tree or something, or I don't know, the sound of the trees. I could like capture that and then use that in my music. Wow, I need to do that. I need to do that. I'm gonna write that down on my giant list. I have a list that I wrote yesterday of like a bunch of stuff that's on my like to-do list, and it's a very elaborate list. A lot of these things they're very difficult, but yeah, I've got to get a Zoom now. Cats, don't worry, I'll give you some of the medicine. Back to the troll. Oh damn! Shit. Remember to like the stream and sub, and tell the moderator if you see a comment. Beautiful. Yeah, I think we've been. Yeah, I haven't even seen any trolls really. I guess they're just true. They're too entranced. Damn, that's great. I think I need to find something though to bolster my seat because I feel like sitting like this. It's like with this drum. It's pretty uncomfortable for sitting. I think I just need some sort of cushion. Yeah. Cushions. I just gotta do some yoga. That's the answer always. Everything. Okay, I think that solved the problem pretty well. Got the troll cats. You defeated the night. You get the troll cat you defeated the night before. The bamboozle refused to stop playing music, to not stop playing music. Being happy, that was funny. What? I was around some of the list, I think. Owl sounds, whale sounds. Yeah. No, that's correct. No, that's another part. Whale sounds, owl sounds, squirrel sounds, chipmunk sounds. I think chipmunks, I don't know if you guys ever heard like chipmunks and squirrels. They make really bizarre noises and they sound really like awesome. So, yeah, I tried to. Whale sounds I think would be really easy to play with. Owl sounds, yeah, owl sounds would be very effective, I think. Nah, but yeah, I mean like just going around the forest and capturing those sounds with a zoom. They cost a little bit of money though. They're pretty expensive, but I think it'd be legendary. I think I'm at the phase where I'd benefit a lot. It's live music or birds sounds and stuff. Oh yeah, I remember that guy. Yeah. I feel like strangely enough, I mean it makes sense. I've been doing these streams for like 6 months now or something, but I feel like I just get quicker to the draw. Where I'm very good at like sometimes I'm just like I don't give people the time of day or like trolls, but it's like sometimes I feel like my brain is just like it just deciphers these means. They're just like yeah, just kind of taking out all the yeah, just diffusing them, taking the air out of their lungs, so to speak. It's great. Yeah, trolls are defeated. Yeah. Yeah, that's magic. Honestly, bro, it's an art form. Like, I know, there's a new viewer. I guess she's trying to navigate the waters of being a streamer. And I remember I was telling her, like, Cosmic is like, you gotta treat, and this was an epiphany I had about 2 months in being a streamer, is like, you gotta treat trolls like it's a stand-up comedy bit. Like, you just, if you see that there's a opportunity to basically do improv stand-up comedy, every time a troll like comes in and it's just like blah 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 blah, or just like says some unhinged shit that's irrelevant, it becomes like a fun adventure. It becomes like the most joyful experience for them and for you, because you just like, they just try to troll you, which is, they're a fan of comedy. They're like, they think there's some kind of, keyboard comedian, and then you just roast them or just like flip their own little dynamic at them, and everyone laughs. Like, you laugh, they laugh, and you're like, all right, now let's go back to the regular programming. But that's an easy one. I think it's always funny. I mean, I don't even think that dude was like coming at me with like a full-on troll, troll presence and energy. He was just being like, "Hey, dog, yeah, stop talking, play guitar." And I was just like, kind of using that as a launch-off point. I'm like, brother, I'm like, all right. So brother wants, I was like telling him something like, yeah, like, no, bro, like, I'm not your, yeah, not the mute. I'm not the mute jukebox AI slop troller or AI slop, YouTuber that you're seeking or whatever. And I remember just like, it was like a very fun little thing. I was just like, bro, it's hilarious, because it's like, it's not even about like the homie saying his, his 2 cents about like, hey, you should not talk, you should play guitar. And I remember saying something about like, oh yeah, I'm gonna rethink my whole channel strategy. Thanks, brother. Like, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just, suppress my truth, not speak my voice. But it's like, I kind of realized, I was like, homie probably needed that. Like, homie needed that shit. Like, if he's going on every single YouTube streamer, like guitar streamers, it's just like, hey, bro, stop talking, just play guitar, just play the guitar, dog, and no one ever just like roasts him or calls him out, then he's probably just gonna go through and continue to do that with zero self-awareness. So I feel like it's almost like a sacred journey to be like, let's just roast these people a little bit, so they can kind of like get a taste of their own medicine and be like, oh wait, maybe I shouldn't go on there and just like try to say the same thing on repeat to, discourage streamers and musicians from speaking their truth. It's like, it's a deep parallel where I think it's important work. It's important work to roast people. Like, dead ass. It's, yeah. How was I doing this before? I was doing, yeah, so we have to be like, still figuring out the ropes. Yeah. I just gave them a 5-minute timeout or something. Yeah. Oh yeah, I do remember someone saying shut up and stuff and just generally being disrespectful. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, those people, they come in waves, the 1% of the 1%. It's cool. Yeah. Exactly what I do with my art. Was with that. I'm slowly deciphering the trolls, and yeah. Yeah. Honestly, bro, well, that's the thing, is like, without getting too invested in this conversation, it's like, it's weird how some people, not all people, most people are respectful, decent people, but there's that weird like 1 or 2% that almost like doesn't process the fact that it takes a fraction of a second to mute them permanently, like, dismissing them from this channel. And it's almost like they have this weird mentality, like they're somehow entitled to some streamers, energy, like their comment actually matters. And not to say that obviously everyone's comments and perspectives do matter, but if a troll is sitting there trying to trigger or throw out some negative projection, without a shadow of doubt, their words mean nothing. Like, their words, their perspective, their their biased opinion and be like, hey bro, you know what, you should do this, like really, like, you know, heavily projecting. It's like that means literally nothing. It's like, it's so funny. It's like they've like disconnected from the core truth that it takes like a quarter of a second to just permanently excuse them from the channel. It's just, it's a funny dichotomy. It's a funny dichotomy. Trolls, they've got some hilarious logic. They've got some hilarious logic flowing through. Yeah. I was pretending to be asleep, but I started belly laughing. It was hilarious. Didn't even reply. It just went away. No. You know, I like to think if you effectively roast a troll, they're going to do one of two things. They're going to do one, they're just like, well played, sir, and then they just disappear. Or they're going to be like, well played, sir, you know, and let's become a fan now. Like, let's support this creator. It's like, they're going to do one of two things. And it's like, and if they're really, like, really butthurt and really triggered, then, you know, maybe they'll go in a different direction, and it'll, I don't know, they just needed that. But it's like, I find it's funny. It's like they're either going to be like, huh, interesting, or just like laugh at it and disappear. I don't know, man. There's some beautiful, interesting psychology going on with trolls. Just be you. That's all you gotta do. Beautiful words. I agree. Just be you. Yes. That's what I take. I take that rule of thumb all the time. I just I do whatever I want to do. Because it's my YouTube channel. Some people forgot. They think maybe it's their channel, or they think YouTube is this, that. It's like maybe they haven't, you know, clued in or processed that. But it's, yeah. If you highlight the insulting people, you should grow up in a household where insulting behavior was normal. Use your shatter that will scramble with crying. Yeah, yeah. Facts. Yeah, I really think it's that simple. It's like, if you just roast them, that is, you throw their energy back at them. It's kind of like what I realized early on. It's like you do mental jujitsu, where just like, they're just like, blah, 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 and then you're just like, throw it back at them, and they're just like, they don't even know how to process it half the time. And of course, also, on the simplest level, I think it's easier for me, because, you know, in the simplest way, I don't really need any given person's views, or like technically I'm at various right. I don't give a fuck. Where I'm like, you know, I'm like, you know, just leave. Like, no person beyond them getting banned immediately. It's like I genuinely don't. Yeah, it's like they have. I don't know. There's some weird psychology going on in trolls' minds, and it's always fun. It's always fun. It's going to sort out and share your life story, the audience intentionality, if it trickles out naturally. Yeah, yeah. I think I have shared. It's interesting you'll ask that, Genius. I have actually shared my life story in like bursts and bursts. I share my life story all the time. It usually has to do a lot with like psychedelics, the core intention of this channel, you know, how I evolved as an artist, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. Like, it goes off in various tangents. But yeah, maybe. I think at some point, I think that will happen. To Genius is like, I probably will make an intro video to the channel. It'll be like a welcome to this channel, and then I'll give them like a mission statement that's like in depth, that maybe may or may not touch on, like, you know, important dimensions of my life. Probably will, because it all roots into why this channel was formed. But that's a good idea. That's a good idea to think of. Bro, I've been a kava bar for 12 plus hours. What is a kava bar? I know you've expressed you've been at kava bars. Is that like a kava bar? That's great, though. I have to say, it sounds like a good 12 plus hours well spent, Floyd or Hunter. I think that's a kava bar. Kava bars are social spaces where patrons can enjoy kava drinks. Okay. Kava bars are established that serve kava, a traditional made from the root of kava. Ah. See, that's the thing, is around here there is no real, I don't think there's many kava bars. Pa Hana Kava Bar in West Melbourne, known for enchanting environment. So it's like they're promoting using kava. And kava, I'm pretty sure it's like a natural compound that people enjoy. Wow, that's pretty cool. Exactly, Ryan. Some very funny encounters occur when you confront them. And apologize for becoming your buddy. Yeah, that's the breaks. Because in the 6 months I've been a streamer, I've broken this down where I'm like, I've had all these different interactions where yeah, a lot of these people, um, they genuinely like for the better or for the worse, not to say it in a invested or bitter way, they don't genuinely have the balls to say half the things they say. Like in the simplest right, if a person wants to speak their truth and say something that's on their mind, cool, bro. But like, you shouldn't, you shouldn't invest that emotionally or you shouldn't be that emotionally invested on a YouTube live stream. Like, if you're gonna say something that's like you're speaking your truth and you're being like, hey, like I have this opinion that's really strong, you should probably do that in the real world when it matters. You should probably find those moments where you're taking action when it matters. And it's the weird paradox when some people, they go on a YouTube live stream or they go on Reddit or Facebook or whatever, and they're just going blah, 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 and acting like this is the moment, this is the time, this is their time to express their truth. Those are people that have disconnected. They've been unfortunately disconnected from actually doing that, in a meaningful way. And like, it is what it is. It's just like they don't realize that like yeah, most people that actually do those like actually stand up for their values or their beliefs or take action on their beliefs and actually things they care about, if they're like, hey, this is an actual thing people should actually talk about, that should be confrontational. Those are not people that are going to do those on a YouTube live stream. Like, there's people that do that in the real world when it matters. It's a weird little psychological paradox, I like to think. That'd be pretty dope. I missed at the end and came up with the lives and stop here to do the vibes. Do the vibes. Nice. Word. Yeah. Exactly run into some funny encounters when you confront them, yeah. Yeah, honestly, it's honestly I like to say I'm pretty blessed. I'm pretty blessed. I'll be honest. There's like maybe 1, maybe 2%. It's almost like I don't know why, maybe it's like the universal unraveling where we'll have some super dope philosophical minds, some musicians, some artists, some metaphysical philosophy type, roll in, and then for like 4 or 5 days, everything will be like chill, and then there'll be like 1 or 2 days where everyone's just like, there's like the odd troll that just flows through. It's like it's their time, and it's always entertaining because I'm just like, whoa, I'm like, damn, like what happened here? Like something like it's been like 5 days since we've had trolls, and then suddenly the trolls are just like, blah blah blah, and they come in and just like, do the thing, and it's great. It's like if you can approach trolls with a stand-up comedy, uh, like level of awareness or stand-up comedy routine, you win, you succeed. Like you will win every single time of the day. And I realized that very early on because I love stand-up comedy. I'll be honest, I've been a fan of stand-up comedy for some time now. Like I love this shit like crazy. I watch a lot of stand-up comedy. I feel like it's a thing that I would love to go do in person, like to as like a full-on thing one day, just for fun, right? So it's like what a magical thing to exercise. Like you get to stream, you get to hang out with your buds and play music, and then you get to roast people. Like what more could you ask for? What more could you ask for? Yeah. Or people that ask for stuff after getting after getting an answer already. Yeah. I think that's just a language barrier, I would assume. Some people they don't know how to communicate, or English language maybe is not. Whew. Man, this yeah. This dynamic is really fun. It's kind of cooking my brain though. Like I said from the start, like this is like a thing where I'm just like, I gotta be like super focused. But it's kind of beautiful. It's beautiful because this makes me feel good being like focused, having to focus on rhythm. like activating all these different parts of my brain. People that ask for that, how was that? It's a good day in terms of donations. Nice. Interesting. Huh. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, no, I've randomly, for the first time ever, one moon, she pointed out that I can activate Ko-Fi, which is like a donating platform. Ko-Fi. So I was like, you know what? I might as well flip that on, for those that do desire to just throw donations my way. I'm pretty happy. Hope you win. You're winning right now. Hope you win. Nice. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Trolls are in the direction of the internet as far as the early stages. Facts. Yeah. Honestly, like trolls, they're just don't bother me a whole lot, but I think they're very scummy. Like they're very scummy. Where it's like some people who take the bait of the troll, and they don't know how to like really like sort it out or figure out what's going on. It can really like bum some people out. If a person's sitting there roasting and trolling and doing their thing, and they're not very self-aware, and someone just takes it to heart. It's just like it's unfortunate. For me, I'm fortunate I've never been one to do that. I'm very good at like just like breaking trolls models and diffusing them and roasting them, like always have been. But it's like it's unfortunate. Yeah, the internet, multiple cats, nice, beautiful, nice, Anna cats, nice. Yeah, I gotta say, cats are they're the MVPs. I think what we'll do is we're going to pop into the G sharp. G sharp. Capo. Yeah, that sounds nice. Some trolls, though, have you ever just poked them right back to see how far they get angry? Crazy. Yeah, yeah. Of course, that's what I mean. I roast them. I roast them like to an inch of their life sometimes. Like just like throw witty comments over and over again to diffuse them. It's all very intentionally woven. No, I don't get intentionally or I don't get emotionally invested. This is facts. I don't ever get emotionally invested. That's not how you deal with trolls. You don't just like get like and like make them get frustrated at them and let them be frustrated. Nah, you just you cleverly break their model. You diffuse, you roast them. It's like it's all wit. It's like a stand-up comedy bit. It's beautiful. It's magic. Magic. Interesting. Interesting. Yes, sir. So let's see how we can incorporate this. I like this G sharp tuning because we'll come back to that in a second. I need more hands. I need more hands. Nice. But yesterday was good for donations. Nice. Yeah, you said that. That's good, dog. That's good. Yeah, again, first time since the creation of this channel, I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna open up some sort of portal to successfully receive donations for the homies that desire to donate. So I'm just like, that's what Ko-Fi. You know, thank you, shout out Moonstar for telling me about Ko-Fi, because I'm at about 2,300 watch hours. So in about a week or two, I'll officially unlock super chats. But yeah, until then, we got Ko-Fi. When do you unlock gems again? Gems. I don't know what gems are. If you mean gems, aren't gems not super chat? I don't know. All I know is once you hit 3,000 watch hours, yeah, 3,000 watch hours, you get super chats. And yeah, you're probably thinking super chats is 3K. 4K is obviously ad revenue. Yeah, I love this key so much. This G sharp just rocks. It flows so well. You know, this G sharp, I think G sharp major. It's a great one. Nice. Yeah, there are different ways people can donate. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Why, thank you. Nice. Hit 1 million views, too, for money. Yeah, I'm sure. Honestly, yeah, I don't think 1 million views has any sort of realistic metric. Like, I'm sure once I get, like, you know, a couple 100,000 subscribers, then it'll be pretty easy to get, like, you know, 500,000 million view streams. But, yeah. Don't know if yours has the parts for the straps. Yeah. Nice. Gems. Yeah. Nice. 3K subs and 1 million views, I think. Nice. 3K subs and 1 million views. I'm not sure what you mean, but yes. If you get 1 million views, you're probably getting closer to, yeah, maybe 3, maybe like 5, 6K subs per, yeah. But hey, yeah, well, if you're predicting that, who knows? Oh no, he's thinking. Oh, you're talking about for monetization. No, that's no. It's 1,000 subscribers, and it's 4,000 watch hours. You might be thinking about super chats relating to shorts content. Shorts is very different, obviously, but long format content, it's 4K watch hours. Yeah, no, 4K watch hours is monetization. 3,000 is for super chat. But again, it's like long-term, long format content monetization is 4,000 watch hours. It's like 15 million views for shorts. play stoner. No idea what stoner is. Yeah, I think it's like a thing that I've really understood is the more I've studied YouTube, like really looked at the larger picture of, you know, how people in hundreds of thousands and millions of subscribers, what they're juggling, the metrics. I think super chats, gems, like all those little donations, obviously, I'm sure it adds up. It's a beautiful, sincere compliment from your audience to receive those little donations. But in a larger goal, like I've been focused from the start, I personally think the focus should always be on making high quality, long format YouTube content that is sponsored, that you receive in a larger contract, like where you're making the real money, like where you're making true, like life changing money is in high quality sponsorships from a professional brand, from long format content or streams, of course, that are in higher numbers. It's always about that. It's like, you know, it's a drop in the pond or a drop in the ocean to receive tips, and that I think it's a sincere compliment in every right. You know, I think it's like, and I'm sure sometimes, you know, if you have a person who's really invested, they'll just like give you a really sincere tip. But honestly, I think that's almost like the wrong idea to look at. Even though obviously that's where mine is that I can entertain, like, yeah, I'll sort out ways to receive tips and receive those types of things. But the goal in my mind should always be sponsorship, ad revenue, monetization. Like high views, high long for all day long. Those are the things that are going to translate into true buyouts and payouts. I don't know. The rest of it is, it's a beautiful little incentive to get you through those rabbit holes or through those loops. But I think it's clear as day. It's like if you're a professional, like you're a channel that gets sponsored, you know, by a strong brand, and you're making high quality content that's getting views, you should be, again, I don't understand the entirety, but if you're focusing that, you should be cashing out like effectively. But again, I don't know. These are just my predictions, but there's a lot of research behind, like, of course, make programs or make Patreons and make little courses in ways that you can externalize your income, but I think it all comes down to hard work and value. The cabaret I visited should be called an office. Everyone there is working, not realizing they're just alone surrounded by people. Huh. That kind of sucks. I said I'm muting that. If I did nature walk in the morning, listening to bird songs, people would watch that. I do this anyways. I could monetize it. You could try. You could try. I mean, naturally, I think again, the road to monetization, you got to be like to get monetized, unless you get a fluke, it's got to be strategically woven, right? But I mean, sure, like people like to Billy, people like what are they called? Walking tours. People like walking tours. Like people do. If you know you're intentionally creating some sort of walking tour, that's usually like going around the world and doing some sort of little tour of a sort, then that's a thing. But of course, monetization, 4K watch hours, it's no easy feat. Like unless you stumble ass backwards into a long format video that blows up to hundreds of thousands of views, getting to 4K watch hours and 1,000 subs, of course, is it's a grind. Like you got to actually be like really strategic and grind it out. Unless you don't mind waiting a couple years to get to there. But I don't know. Yeah. Everything I know is subjective. Everything I'm learning, it's like it applies to what I've been doing, and yeah. Is that right? Interesting. Looks like my preamp is died. There are straps you can attach to your pipes that go around your neck. You won't be able to play. It won't be in the way, but I don't know if they have the parts with straps to get attached to. I've heard of that. I've heard of that. Honestly, I've tried to equip that, but I'll be perfectly honest. This is a pan flute. It's not like a harmonica. Pan flute requires so much more nuance. Like, you basically need, like, maybe if, yeah, you had some perfectly device that held it. Nah, that's the thing, is the pan flutes, again, it's not like a harmonica where you do need to have control. Like, you need to have full control, especially even just with one hand. You know, even doing with one hand, this is difficult as it goes, but the idea is you need to control the nuances. Like, you have to control, because this is a different key. This is key shifts that I'm doing, and I'm constantly doing key shifts, scale shifts, you know, doing vibratos. All that requires full control. I've thought about that in the past, like having some sort of little thing that holds the pan flute in place, but that's not the way. That's not, I would lose far too much technique if I had it just chilling there doing nothing. It's a very different instrument from a harmonica. Oh damn! Yeah, I gotta get some batteries. It looks like my preamp needs batteries. Just been grinding too long. Yeah, I don't know. I remember there was a solid like 5-6 months where I was like trying to figure out how to make a strap sort of holding thing. Yo, what's good, Xavier? Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, dog. Yes, we're just focusing our growth. Getting those watch hours, baby. I'll be honest, these last few days I felt like I've low key burned myself out a little bit. You know, in a sense where I bounce back, I calibrate myself, I understand how to honor and nourish my body, but the means of almost like juggling the streams, you know, like multiple hours a day, and then also trying to do like, you know, YouTube long form videos and editing them and thinking about them and thinking thoughts, and like, I don't know, it's like I low key found myself kind of burnt out where I'm like kind of giving myself permission to take a step back from the grind. But that's the thing, we're on that grind. I want to get 4K watch hours. I'm like, I'm devoted. And we're about 2,300, about 23 or 2,400 maybe. That's how many watch hours, which is pretty damn good. Like 1,700 watch hours is not a whole lot. Like that will come in like 3-4 weeks time if I keep grinding it out. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. It is, yeah. Thank you, brother. I think what I'm doing is I've never, not never, but very rarely have I like been this like electrified to desire to succeed in something like I with YouTube. I mean, I apply myself, obviously. I like to do stuff and things, but how long is your stream? How long is my stream? This stream or like all my streams? My streams I usually do are usually about anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. But, you know, sometimes I'll pop in for like an hour and a half, or usually they're about 2 hours. Like that's kind of the typical, sometimes 2.5, sometimes 3. Oh, for this stream. I think this stream, in all truth, I'll probably stick around for another like 15-20 minutes, and I'll end it on the 2.5 hour mark. Because I feel like I need to go for a run. I've been trying to do runs and cold plunges again. You know, I was doing those for like 40 days. I did one yesterday, and I decided I'm going to do them again. So probably about 15-20 minutes, yeah. In 15-20 minutes alone. But I got to get some batteries for this. I must say, in the grander scheme, you know, YouTube, this, that aside, it's like, damn, am I happy with this acoustic percussion act, like this drum thing. Get some sleep soon. Very fair, very fair. It's midnight. Damn, yeah. Very fair. Yeah, we'll only be here for like another 15 minutes, probably tops. So definitely feel no pressure. Honor your body. Yeah. My sleep's been super weird lately. I mean, I've been getting a lot of sleep, but I feel like I notice myself take naps at strange times, and I'll be up to like 12, 1, usually streaming. Still honoring my body and my sleep schedule, but damn. Sometimes this shit's just a grind. Like, I don't even, it's not even like a bad grind. It's just like, it's kind of like all I desire to do in a healthy way, where it's like I really want to grow to 4K watch hours. And we'll get there inevitably, but yeah. I think part of, what I've been expressing once or twice is just like, whoa, well, I am white, but thanks. I don't know if you should be saying that word, guy. Yeah, let's see what doing that. There we go. Yeah, but nah, I think, what was I saying? Yes, I feel like I've really been very focused on really just creating the best high quality long format content. It's like I'm in this place where I know for a fact, like, a huge part of what I love to focus. Hey, that's fair. That's all good, brother. It's all good. Honestly, it's not that part of my mind was just like, oh yeah, the homie's, yeah, he's definitely black. That's cool. It's just like I can't know for certain. I don't know. A person could not be. I can only see a text on a screen. So I'm just kind of like, huh. But I feel you. I feel you, brother. Do you sleep? Do you sleep stream one time? People are into that. Strange watch hours while you rest. No. Nah, I definitely do not sleep stream. I don't think I'll ever do that. Yeah, I think I dream that I'm streaming all the time. I'll be honest. When I'm dreaming, I actually think I'm streaming. It's weird. I like be in dreams where I'll be like in my dreams doing streams. I'll wake up and be like, "Whoa, that was an intense stream," and then I'll just realize that I've been sleeping the whole time. But I think that could actually be really, really fruitful if I learn to sort of channel those dream streams. Use those as a lucid dream trigger or something. It seems to happen a lot, and it's like bizarre as fuck. You spoke of lucid dreaming lately with Mr. Temple. Mr. Temple was speaking of transcendental meditation. I too seek these locations, and I call it Amen, an infinite library. How to be conscious. Mr. Temple. Very interesting. Yeah. When you're shattered, tired, you can enter. If you drink coffee, and your mind will stay alert when your body falls asleep. Must fall asleep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's coffee or caffeine napping. That's caffeine napping. I don't know, like that particular thing. Maybe that's like a little bit different, but yeah, caffeine napping. Very effective. I used to do it all the time. I don't drink really caffeine much. I drink cacao, so I drink like theobromine, which is obviously still stimulating. But yeah, caffeine napping is very effective, but it's very difficult to do. Very difficult to do. More than not, you'll probably just mess up your rhythm when attempting it. It's worthy though. It's a worthy pursuit. You get your twin to do it, no one will know the difference. Oh, they'll know the difference. Yeah. Yeah, they'll know the difference in the second he picks up the guitar or starts talking. You'll be like, what? What the fuck? Just forget how to play the guitar or something? That's what we want to do. I'll be asleep. That just seems weird. Like borderline. I don't know the people that are going to be drawn to a person just sitting there sleeping. I'm not sure if I want those people as my target audience or a part of my audience. Any idea how DJs use other music and bypass copyright laws on YouTube? Uh, Honestly, not a clue. I'm assuming they don't. I'm assuming they don't buy. I mean, there's slim ways to do it where if you get the permission or you I don't know you incorporate some sort of disclaimer that says very clearly it's not yours. But in any given metric, it doesn't even matter. Even if you get around the copyright laws, you lose monetization. Like you not only like you can get demonetized on a larger context, sure, but you basically won't make money. So DJs that are probably doing some YouTube stuff, they're probably not making any money. And that's okay. Like some YouTubers like DJs or people that just use copyright music, they don't need to make money maybe on the streams. Like maybe they get super chats, maybe they make money from other elements of their channel or other little funnels. But yeah, it is weird. Yeah, that's the first time I've ever heard of that. Doesn't surprise me because people are kind of weird as a whole. But yeah, I don't think I ever want to do sleeping stream. That's just I have too much fun doing it awake. And if maybe at some point I'll do meditative. Of course, like I do like to do meditative journeys, and if I'll be meditating, chilling in a forest, in like a trance like state or something, then yeah, that's a fun experience. But I don't know about actually sleeping. If I'm sleeping, I'm just gonna switch off the stream immediately. What's good? What's good, Wandering? Wicked. I could definitely go for some potatoes. Watching your channel is a fun experience. Hey, thank you, dog. Thank you, brother. I have to say this. It is sometimes it's like I don't know how to describe it. It's a little bit chaotic, or not even chaotic. It's like an intellectual journey where it's or like a philosophical journey where, yeah, it's like I am kind of just a passenger in this like philosophical journey. But more than not, yeah, it's a great musical experience. But I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. And today I've been super hyped about incorporating this here. Yo, thank you, friend. What am I looking for? I'm reaching out to an empty thing. But today I've definitely like made a few breakthroughs, fortunately, with percussive playing. I've actually it blows my mind how much potential there is. And almost like, if I were to say do this right, where I'm going like I'm going 1 2 and then going 1 2 1 2 1 2. Or like it's kind of sloppy, but yeah, the idea is like it blows my mind what you can incorporate when you fluently use this almost like a bass pedal or a bass, yeah. And you just do in that fraction of a second, you transition between one-handed techniques. This is what I've been exercising today. It's kind of a mind fuck, to be honest. Like to do it musically, it's kind of challenging, but I figured it out. I've kind of figured it, yeah. So it sounds really good. It's got so much potential for songwriting. Yeah, I don't know. Somewhere here. More like. Whew. That's just cooking my brain. It's great though. Okay. You have it in your hands. Yes. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. I've been learning guitar lately. Do you recommend having the cage system to memorize the scales the way you do? Ah, the thing is, the caged system is very useful, absolutely. It's useful, but I wouldn't say it's that useful for what I'm doing here. Um, it can help you, but mainly the caged bar system, as I use it, is it helps you to understand, like, how to navigate, like, say a D, like this is a D chord, like this is a D minor chord, this is a D sharp chord, this is a C minor chord, this is a C sharp chord, this is a C major, this is a D major chord. And with that kind of level of awareness, you can also do the same with like a C shape or an F shape. You basically learn to use bar chords and apply those and find them everywhere on the fretboard. What I'm doing here is a little different. Like how I'm navigating the frets mainly more so has to do with well, for one, learning how to do double-handed tapping and navigating. What I'm doing is I'm navigating the scales basically vertically and horizontally. So it's like you can navigate the scales, like on this plane, on this horizontal plane. So from left to right, from this string. I would say if you desire to do what I'm doing, a lot of it has to do with learning tapping and learning to scale, not just I'm on an awkward angle. So, but yeah, it's like not just learn how to scale this way, but also learn how to scale this way. So, because I'm just basically blending, like I'm scaling with double-handed tapping vertically and horizontally. And yeah, I don't know. It's not as complex as you might think. I think it just requires, if you want to learn tapping, a lot of how I like to teach tapping is you just got to get tapping combos down. Like being, okay, what's a tapping combo? Fifth and the seventh fret on the fifth string. It's just like 5 7, 5 7, 5 7, 2 4, 5 7, 2 4, 5 7, 2 4. Or mix it up. You go 2 7. It's all about having these pre-recorded combos that is learning tapping that are simple, combos. They're like, as I like to explain them, it's like you have reference points in tapping where you're like, okay, I like 5 and 7, I like 2 and 4. Maybe up here you like 7 and 12 or whatever. And it is having an awareness of how to scale. Like the reason I can do it in the way I do is again because I have an awareness of how to scale throughout the entire fretboard vertically and horizontally. But it all just requires a basis of understanding how to tap. Which is a whole different, which is just, it's a foundational thing. The caged bar system helps as a whole for everything, I would say. Sounds good, the fast pace. Thank you. I agree. Honestly, yeah. The fast pace, I think it feels, that's the thing with a lot of this style is like it feels good, right? For me, it's like it feels like the drum feels really good. When it's rhythmically aligned, it just feels really good. And it's not even like, it's just the way your brain is like feeling the rhythm, and the rhythm is aligned with then the notes and doing some weird stuff. it becomes melodic. I don't know. I'm getting better at it, I think. Yeah. Yo, learn the numbers too. Yeah. Yeah. Numbers. Yeah. Yeah. How long have I been playing? I've been playing acoustic guitar for about 11 years or 10 and a half years. Like this style. And electric guitar about 5.5, 6 years before that. So a total of 16 and a half years. Truthfully, getting into acoustic fingerstyle, that is the one I've been in for about 10 and a half years or whatever, 11 years. That is really when I began to actually understand like guitar, I would say, like really understand like theory and all that stuff. How long should I practice a day? That's an interesting question. I mean, as much as you humanly can is like that's the truest answer is like as much as possible is always better. But when you're new, it's actually all about developing a relationship with the guitar. It's not about just practicing for the sake of practicing because that's not going to get you necessarily anywhere. It's just if you're just like forcing yourself like okay, let's learn this scale and do this scale over and over and over again. It's not necessarily about quantity, it's about quality. And of course eventually quality or quantity of quality. But for me, it's almost like practice anything that genuinely attracts you to play the guitar. For me, I usually like to practice usually about 2, 3, 4 hours a day, and that's not even like forcing myself. It's like that's organically, this is obviously practicing. As I'm playing on a live stream, this counts as me practicing. And then when I'm not on my live stream, when I wake up in the morning, first thing I do is like practice for like 40 minutes to an hour. I do a live stream. In the evening, I usually do another sort of practice session, do another at night. But the idea is you want to develop a relationship where you get to this point where every moment you pick up the guitar, you're just like passionately inspired. And a huge part of that is like really learning to feel into what elements of the guitar, like whether you're like, you know what, I want to learn tapping or you want to learn harmonics. It's about finding yourself engage in the elements you're really attracted to and not trying to fixate on what people may tell you is like, oh, but you got to focus on this particularly. It's about again quality and level of engagement with your practicing. It was just an idea I pictured and made me laugh a little. Magic. Nice. Playing for 4 years, but I want to dive deeper and become more professional. Nice. I want to get there. I love playing, but I struggle to start ever. Ah. You've seen Friends and you've seen kind of Monica with her numbers. Okay. I haven't seen much Friends, but hey, thank you. Yeah, that's honestly, brother, for me, like again, it's a weird thing that I could talk about guitar practice, I don't know, creative energy and creative blocks like all day long, but in the simplest right, it's like it really does come down to what like really speaks and resonates with you. It's like for many years I've just listened to what is resonating with me. Like literally been like I was super and have always been super attracted to harmonics. It's why I play them, all the time when I play. And I love all the different elements of guitar. But I'm fortunate that now, again, when I pick up a guitar, for me it's easy. It's easy as shit to practice for like 3, 4 hours a day. Like easy. If I'm not practicing 3 or 4 hours a day, I'm probably doing something else with my time. But it's like for me, I pick up the guitar and there's a million different things where I'm like, oh damn, like let's go. But again, you can get to that point. Anyone can get to that point. And I think it really does a lot of has to do with just pulling those threads of like what you're just super attracted to. You're like, oh man, this sounds dope. This is really cool. And you don't try to dim that by trying to force elements that don't really like light your soul on fire. Eventually, like once you become, a little more well honed as a guitarist, then you can start to really challenge yourself, push yourself way out of your comfort zone where you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to learn some jazz theory and do some weird key shifts and complex stuff that your brain is then well equipped to do because you're like, you know what, I already have a solid foundation. Wow, I don't think I've ever made this much progress with this like percussive element. For me, it was just finger picking styles. Word. I appreciate you listening, brother. I appreciate you asking. For me, it was just finger picking styles. Yeah, bro, honestly, to this day, like, I'm really, like, really into finger picking. I almost feel like I have an Ibanez, Jackson. I started, shredding, like doing lots of soloing and shredding and metal and punk rock and all the beautiful genres. But it's like, really, I found myself again, like I kind of just expressed. Once I picked up this style of acoustic fingerstyle, my guitar ability skyrocketed. And not only my ability, my desire to get better skyrocketed. Where I realized I was like, oh, this is actually what I really want to focus. Fingerstyle acoustic guitar. It was like I realized how intricate it gets. And I think in the simplest right, if a person never like really harnesses or embraces fingerstyle guitar, you've in a sense never truly actually like dived really deep in guitar. It's like fingerstyle playing is truly one of the most like intricate, complex parts of guitar and the most beautiful. It's the most like freeing, expressive. Obviously, pick and crazy like sweep picking and all the beautiful stuff that occurs in like math rock and stuff is magical too. But yeah, it's a powerful modality that goes really really deep. Yeah. Appreciate you, Anne Marie. We're making some beautiful percussive dimensions. Oh, my tincture's getting kind of twisted up. What makes it hard for me is I'm a singer-songwriter. Ah. So I've been trying to put guitar first. Ah. What makes it hard for me is I'm a singer-songwriter first. So I've been trying to put guitar first. I see. I see. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, if you're on, you said you're on your, like, yeah, like 4 years of guitar. Guitar is like, again, I think singing, songwriting, it's a similar skill set that if you keep exercising your ability to, like, compose music or compose vocals and compose all these things, it's like you could really use that creative momentum to help you grow as a guitarist, to help you understand what you desire to do as a musician. But in the simplest right, guitar itself is a very intricate long-term endeavor. Like in the simplest right for me, it took me like, again, I started when I was like 10 or 11 years old. It took me at least 6 or 7 years to get good, to even get like remotely good at guitar. And it wasn't until about 10 years in where I actually became like decent, where I was like, okay, I think I'm actually like at an advanced level. And now on, coming up 16, 17 years, now I can say for a fact of, okay, I am advanced. I know what I can explain, I can teach, I can understand these things. And yeah, guitar is a long-term endeavor. Like it's like, I think vocalizing is definitely takes a lot of skill, takes a lot of investment, energy, and songwriting as a whole. It's a nuanced thing, but guitar itself is a long-term game. Like, you'll like, so whatever, it's almost part of it too is, I love all music. I love piano, pan flute, any instrument you can think of. Whatever attracts you, that is the way. Like being a musician, it should all orbit around whatever is inspiring you. And if you're a guitarist, if you're fortunate to be like, you know what, guitar is inspiring me, and you've devoted yourself to some degree, you will succeed as a musician. Like guitar is kind of like an epicenter of like creative energy that allows you to successfully apply your music knowledge. But obviously, it's like it's got one of the highest, if not the highest, learning curve, and that's kind of the point. Everything else will kind of complement it. Anyway, got any tips for getting better at guitar, playing scales? Ah, thank you for inspiration. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Stay. I appreciate that, brother. Oh, the joke of friends would be the seed episode. Welcome, Temple. Hello, Temple. Yeah. Yeah, Temple's dope. Beautiful. Considering hosting guitar lessons via stream. I mean, I've had people request that. In the future, I think I would enjoy deeply, yeah, doing some sort of like definitely guitar lessons of sorts. I've had many people ask, and I honestly, I've been in a place where I've been more designing, like focusing on content and streaming, but I think I would love to engage or integrate, yeah, teaching. It'd be dope. But yeah, I think Temple, yeah, was asking any tips for getting better guitar. So the way I like to explain it is, if playing scales, like if you're a full-grown adult and you're like, yeah, I want to just, you want to just play some scales, and that attracts you, then amazing. But I'll be honest, the way I like to look at it is, for me, as a young guitarist, when I was again like 11 or whatever, I was not very drawn to scales. I found scales, it bored me to tears. And I really feel that if scales truly attracts you, it really resonates with you, like it really inspires you to pick up the guitar and you can apply those shapes effectively, then that's magical. But the way I like to explain a lot of learning music, like beyond just guitar, is the key to learning guitar or music, any instrument as a whole, at first, for the longest time, is ear training. So it's not necessarily about learning a scale or many scales. I don't think that, like, just, you know, doing reps of scales all day long, I don't think that's very fruitful as a intermediate or beginner. Maybe if you're advanced, like you're super advanced, you're like, you know what, I want to learn to shred or do some sort of intent. Sure, but I think the key should always be ear training. And how you ear train is a lot more foundational. It's a lot more fundamental. Like you gotta, to learn to ear train, you wanna begin to just like understand really just how to navigate most of the fretboard, or if you're playing a piano, navigate triads and navigate how the chords and the melodies all connect to each other. It's like learning to train your ear, so your mind thinks, is that a good connection? Is that a good connection? Like, it's like, oh, is that a good connection? I like that. But it's like your brain, it just gets to that place where you can train scales, but I really think it's about ear training. So, I don't know, I could talk about that for a long ass time, but I think it's about focusing ear training until you get to a certain point. Then you want to learn scales, you can incorporate complex music theory, and then that will take you even further. But I think a lot of people, they get fixated on trying to learn, or someone tells them, they give them advice, and like, yo, you should learn scales right away, do this and that. Sure, understand like the basis of like, okay, this is what a minor scale, this is what a major scale is, and learn some of the basics, but focusing scales, I think, too early on can actually, in my experience, it can burn you out. Scales bore me too. People told me to practice them. Well, straight up, I swear, that's the idea. Is I was in that exact place where I remember thinking like, yeah, the thing that, weirdly enough, the thing that broke through or made me break through as a guitarist when I was a young kid was I learned the song Stricken by Disturbed. That was one of the songs. I learned Stricken by Disturbed and Seize the Day by Avenged Sevenfold. And what I found was most notable about learning those two songs is they teach you how to scale. Like the solo to both of those songs is in the same key. It's in like, basically it's in this realm where you're on the first string and you're doing like, yeah, that's like the Seize the Day solo. I don't even remember how to play it, to be honest, but it's basically like you're in this first string and second string, like 12 to 15 and 17. That's like where this little box, that's where a lot of the Seize the Day and the Disturbed, Stricken solos are. And for me, learning those two songs, just learning how to basically navigate this realm was a game changer. I was learning all the scales here and here, but then once I learned how to actually apply those and train my ear to understand why these, shapes or these notes and these scales make sense in the whole context of, say, a song, like for me it was Avenged Sevenfold songs and Disturbed songs. Then I got further because I was like, you know what, this is actually like tangible things that I can apply to my own guitar playing, which to this day I play around and do crazy stuff in that exact key all day long. And yeah. Anyway, yeah. By the way, what tuning am I using? I'm in standard. I'm in standard tuning. Yeah. I'm in standard tuning. I'm primarily scaling through E major. Yeah. It's weird. Again, like, that's the thing that blows my mind is I didn't study scales, for the longest time. And now, only now, I'd say the last like maybe 4 or 5 years, have I actually began to tangibly understand like all the modes and scales. But I knew the scales. Like my fingers, they applied them. My brain, my ear understood how to connect scales way before I actually knew how to play all the scales perfectly, black and white. And that's kind of what I'm saying is if you train your ear and you train your fingers how to basically connect the shapes based on what your ears, it's almost like in the simplest word. Imagine this, right? If your ear is so developed that you hear, because when you're a musician, majority of the time, this doesn't always happen, depending on how you desire to play. When you're improvising, your ear hears melodic sequences. And you're like I hear already in my head. The next, I'll probably, because that's what I do so commonly. But the idea is, if your ear is trained, a majority of the time you hear melodic sequences. Maybe you're just writing music. Oh, that sounds beautiful. You hear like some sort of thing, and maybe there's some sort of like melodic. Yeah, that was the scales. Messed it up. But the idea is like when your ear can like actually generate the next part of the scale, like you're just like, oh, that would sound beautiful together. Eventually, your brain basically deconstructs the way to hear what your ear already knows, and it finds where those scales are. And that's basically what navigating scales are. It's a very weird thing. Huh. I've never actually explained that or thought about that, but that makes sense. Yes, Templar, I think he's Mandelbrot tapped into the state. He captured the underlying statement mathematically. That's what I see in my library. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. This is a Tonewood amp, actually. I'm using a preamp. Lucid dreaming, it sounds like I get my body really tired, Temple, and it gives me lots of coffee to hijack myself. Wow. You're killing it, Billy. You're killing it, brother. Very beautiful you can remember that. I'm a pianist, music producer. Played until 7s. My ears are very trained. That's awesome, brother. I play a little guitar, but I want to get better. That's magic. Yeah. See, this is the thing. This is the thing I've realized is, for me, I only recently began exploring the piano, and that's phenomenal. If you have a trained ear, that will help tremendously. But the caveat is, the reason why the guitar is historically so difficult. Like if you think of it like, okay, I'm a trained violinist or a trained pianist, and then you try to pick up the guitar, like this is actually Jacob Collier. He's a perfect example. He's obviously like a prodigy genius of sorts. He's a genius piano player, and he's actually part of the reason why I got into piano, because I was like, you know what, I love Jacob Collier. And he transitioned into guitar. He picked up a guitar, and he even expresses that when he first learned it, it was very confusing. There's a lot of very different shapes, different structures and models that the guitar is, it's basically is only unique to the guitar. So it's like, even if you have a trained, ear and you understand the piano to such a degree, the guitar also has, like, it helps obviously profoundly to understand, have a trained ear. It's like, okay, we're in this key. But the weird thing about the guitar is I'll be perfectly honest, it's almost like the guitar has overcomplicated in some way, or it's complexified, let's say, the way that music theory is typically experienced. It's almost like, if you were to look at it, it's like the piano is a piano. And the piano is like, almost like if one guitar string, was laid out 7 times in a different, unique way with black keys and white keys infused. That's how a piano is. It's all laid out in a linear way. The guitar is like similar to if a piano had 6 different pianos, 6 strings, all laid out in a similar way, but each one shifts slightly depending on which string you're in. So it aligns in a very particular way. It's almost like the guitar was designed in a way, it was engineered to create novelty, to create a different thing, just like the piano was engineered to also create novelty, but in a different way. And that's what's so interesting is like when you learn both, you're like, oh wow, these are both musical instruments that are engineered to achieve completely different nuances. The guitar does so in maybe almost a more complex, more like, you know, pattern oriented way, where the piano does so in a way where it really leans into um the simplistic elements. It's very beautiful. Honestly, I find myself intrigued seeing the differences. Yeah. From what I hear is that the guitar you're saying is either all in the instruments or out. So for me as a Mandelbrot, okay, represents stable. And thank you for listening, brother. Stable and unstable energy, cinematics is material, and anxiety and contentment in the spiritual. From what I'm hearing is that the guitar, you're either all in with the instruments or out. My friend is obsessed with music theory. He's a guitarist himself, and I still struggle to understand it. Interesting. You're either all in or out with the guitar. All in or out. All in or out. Either all in or out. I mean, yes, to some degree, yes. It's if you mean all in or out, like it requires a level of devotion and almost like a value of or a level of perseverance that's almost like uncanny to most pursuits, then yes, that's like all in. I think the weird thing about guitar is I think it more so it requires it's almost like you could look at it from an intellectualized perspective or an intuitive perspective. Or almost like one is a joyful, very like yeah, like joyful perspective, or one is less joyful. One is focusing almost like as a technician. And personally, for me, I chose the intuitive sort of joyful. It's almost like if there are elements of the guitar that don't resonate with you, or they elicit joy within you, you're just like, oh, that sounds dope, or like it's like intuitive, then I would never even gravitate towards it, at least not initially. And there's people that I think they have a different way of thinking, where maybe they're like they really love the challenge, or they really love the intellectualized approach. They love maybe like jazz theory. These are like classical jazz musicians that are just like and doing some crazy stuff. Whatever their prerogative. But I think in my experience, as a musician for coming up to 17 years, for me, honoring the intuitive learning process for the guitar that is aligned with joy has gone further than what most musicians are able to do. It's almost like if you successfully allow yourself to align with that which resonates with like the joyful part of the process. You don't try to force it, you don't try to heavily intellectualize it. You make it a very intuitive, organic process. That seems to be the long-term gain to allowing you to succeed in guitar. It's like you're not trying to be like, okay, well, we'll get to this point and then we'll force ourselves to this part, make it inorganic for this part, and then we force this technical aspect. Sure, technically you can do whatever you want, we all have different learning styles, but as a guy that honestly just gave himself permission to just not give a fuck what other people will sort of say, like their opinions of, oh, but you should do this, but you gotta do this. You kind of like learn to filter those things out. But yeah, I could do all these things, or I could just follow this pathway. Like I could allow myself to explore maybe some weird tangent of learning some punk rock song or something, and it's like I don't know, it's whatever it translates into the long-term gain, the long-term growth of your relationship with the instrument. But also in the simplest term, again, like I think in life, like some of the most difficult things do require like a deep foundational level of like perseverance, of discipline, like foundational elements that you have to learn one way or another. Like for me as a 9, 10, 11 year old, that's what guitar showed me, was perseverance. I was like, oh word, like I'm just gonna keep on pursuing this even though I'm not really seeing any progress. I don't even know if I'll ever make progress. I mean, I'm assuming I will, but it's almost like what will happen. It was like for me as a young kid, it was always the raw curiosity of what would happen. Like just I don't even know, because obviously I'm like a young kid. What would happen if I just keep trying? Like I keep pursuing this. Really, what will happen? It wasn't even like I didn't even care exactly where I'd go with it, but it was a raw curiosity. Like seriously, what would happen if I just continue to try to make this thing work, and to see what would happen. It was just the raw curiosity of it. And yeah, eventually it translated, and that's kind of the foundation of how I pursue everything. But as a young kid, it was like there was that raw feeling of being like, I didn't really care exactly why or what was the idea, but it was just the raw curiosity. Like, what would happen? Like, how cool would it be? Like, what would this translate into if I just keep on pursuing this? Even for like several years, I didn't think I was actually very good at it. And it's a weird thing. That's what I would call perseverance. Just perseverance. You learn that anyone can get good at anything if you just never give up. You persevere. You're just like, okay, let's just do this thing, even if you're just completely shit at it for like X amount of time. It's bizarre. Honestly, any good, any time is great. Like I don't know, I almost had an uncanny, like deep connection to music, like to learn it as a young kid for whatever reason. I don't know why it was like, I almost think my logic was when I was like 6, 7 years old, I was really good at like painting. I was good at like drawing and coloring stuff. Like art as itself, I was like, oh, I'm really good at this. But guitar and music was something I was not good at. Like I remember thinking to myself, like, I'm really not good at this at all. Like I really don't know anything about this, and I just don't know how to do this. So I kind of used that as a compass, where I was like, you know what? I'm really naturally good at like painting and drawing and coloring and illustrating, but what if I just did what I'm really not good at, which is music? And then that's the funny thing is like that's kind of how it worked out. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I've been fortunate. You know, I feel like a lot of this channel is very beautifully dedicated to a lot of these kind of dialogues, right, or these monologues. Yeah, I get that. Truth is so fluid. Mm. Just as a lake can be many things, once temple our theories can be true at once. Yeah. Beautifully, beautifully spoken, Billy. Thank you for sharing, brother. I wish I started with feel like check out Nile Fraham if you want piano inspiration. That's beautiful, brother. Yeah, I would love to check out. Let's check it out. Nils. Nils Fraham. Learn about German composer, pianist Nils Fraham's latest album. Ah. Huh. And he's got a YouTube channel. Nice. And he's got 91.1K. Very nice. Cool. Thank you for the recommendation, brother. I may make a song dedicated to you, Ryan, one day. Yeah. I would love to hear about that, brother. I would love to hear that. A state of no lack. Ryan, there's a guy who plays piano who places his hands inside the piano strings. It makes it sound like a guitar. I said, wow. The issue of piano being plain, like you spoke of. Ah. Wow. Wow. I've heard of people doing that, Billy. Yeah, the means of... Someone actually told me, they're like, yo, have you ever tried that? You should try that. Where you're just like, I don't think I can do that to my mother's grand piano. It doesn't seem like it doesn't have that capacity. At least I don't know about it, maybe. Maybe eventually. A civilized federation of benevolent creatures have created a hyper-internet. I believe Mandelbrot. Whoa. Some are revealed and some are structure. I like dualism idea too. They could be both. Wow. My guitar is obsessed with music theory and his guitar is interesting. Yeah. I must say though, this is an interesting caveat. I'm gonna probably put it close to the stream. I'm not even sure. I think we're at like 3 hour mark or something. But I feel like I need to go enjoy this beautiful weather, do a cold plunge, you know, reset my nervous system a little bit. But yeah, I want to just quickly express that part of being a musician, like part of my music journey, you know, about 10 years ago, I have a good friend of mine. His name's Spencer. I haven't seen Spencer actually in probably like 5, 6 months actually. It's not even that long, but Spencer is a guitarist. He basically was a very dedicated, almost like he was like almost the exact opposite in some regard of how I perceived music. Very almost like what you were saying, like your friend, he understands music theory to a T. This guy, he studied jazz theory. Very intelligent dude. He now makes like very complex electronic music, like beautiful experimental, like glitch hop, all this stuff. Brilliant dude. He's a good friend of mine. He's one of the core reasons why I play the style of guitar that I play. Like truly, I met him like 10 years ago. We were chilling at a music festival. You know, we were just listening to electronic music. We were on like LSD or something. And he took out his guitar. He took out his Martin. And he started playing Andy McKee Violin. And he played like Art of Motion. Played a few songs. And I remember I was so enamored. I was like, what is this style of guitar? Like, it sounds so magical, so rhythmic, so beautiful. And this was, again, like 10, 11 years ago. And from then on, I actually, I hung out with my friend a lot. He would play some of these songs at random times. I bought this guitar, and I started to learn Annie McKee. And I learned Rylin. I learned Art of Motion. I learned Nakagawa-san. I learned Ebon Coast to some degree. A bunch of Annie McKee's music, and a bunch of Grayson Earhart, some John Gahn songs. And long story short, my friend Spencer, he's also the same dude that has inspired me to like record, use Ableton. He downloaded Ableton on my computer. This dude's been a major influence in my life. So it's like, strangely enough, somewhere along the lines, I just organically met a friend who happened to have almost like a polar perspective on music as playing the guitar. And he just showed me one guitar song. He played it in front of me, showed me an artist that completely changed and shaped my style of how I play now. Now it's been like 10 years. I play in my own completely different style. And in many rights, I've probably bypassed, him in his playing because he doesn't play his guitar as much. But it's the reality is that there are some people that will just like really set the course of what you desire to be as a musician. Whether it's your music teacher, it's a friend, it's a professional musician you look up to, I think there's something so powerful about certain styles and certain like moments where you discover certain things musically. And yeah, my homie Spencer is like, he's done a lot to inspire me. In some rights now, it's like, my music journey has been like crystallized tenfold, but it's like, it's very cool. Yeah, the homie, like, it's good to have that. Like friends, you gravitate around people that really plant seeds. Good man. I learned piano because the girls liked I did. Now I see music every year. Yeah. That's awesome, bro. Yeah, man, the ladies love authentic expression. Like, it's hard not to fall in love with the person that is just expressing themselves, especially through guitar. But that's rad, man. I feel it's both. People often say humans need boxes to comprehend. I disagree. Somewhat disagree. Yeah. The world is beautiful when you learn to transcend the boxes. Like when you learn to live in almost like an intuitive portal that doesn't make sense. Like it defies logic. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for chiming in, brother. Appreciate you. You seem like a dope dude, like a kindred spirit. Yeah. Yeah. Magic, as the Australians would say. Environment Temple. There's a cool Arthur Clarke about Mandel, bro. Very interesting. I'm very interested in what your intrigue is. Yeah, about this Mandel, bro. So Mandel broth. Magic. If you want rhyme, my music is finally released. I'd love to, bro. Searching for Zafu, Sunrise, the album. For sure, brother. I would love to. The world is better when you are Shent. Nice. I'd love to, dog. Yeah, I think that sounds like amazing, brother. Oh, I don't even know, honestly. I don't think I've ever even played Gent. But I mean, I like how much, what's his name? Nick Nocturnal. Nocturnal is such a massive fan of Gent, and he mixes like his whole channel is just about like metal subculture, and I love Nick Nocturnal. He's a legend. Like shout out Nick Nocturnal. Facts, yeah. Did reality checks all day, man. You guys are killing it. I love like half my audience or like a quarter of my audience is like seriously like in it, like in the lucid dream dimension. And probably I've been making strides in my own lucid dream practice, but I feel like I have so far to go in strides in perspective. But damn, like I love to hear that, bro. Like I I advocate the fuck out of lucid dreaming all day, so I love to hear people on that path, like even just in that way. Beautiful. You guys are legends. I love you guys. Oh, what time is it in New York? Man, New York seems like it'd be such a rad place. 8:35. Facts. Well, magical. I think we're going to officially put a close to the stream. Yeah, I don't even know. I think we're approaching, like just over 3 hours, yeah. Anyway, we'll do an outro time now. Because I think I need to just eat some food, do a cold plunge, reset my nervous system, get some sunlight. I think I've been kind of burning myself out a bit, like I've said. But I mean, it's all part of the process. Man, yeah, I appreciate you guys. Deeply appreciate you guys. Oi, welcome. Welcome back, Anna, as we are leaving. Thank you for chiming in. Appreciate you, Environ. Appreciate you, Temple. Appreciate you, Genius. Appreciate you, Billy. Appreciate you, new homie. What's his name? Stay. Mad love, mad love. Say hello to the sun. You know it, brother. I will. The sun, it says, what's good? Like it's just right there. Blue skies over there. Yeah, blessings from Canada, friends. Genius in getting there, stay awake. Mmm. Yeah, I like where your mind's at, brother. I like where your mind's at, Billy. Yeah, you're on a path, brother. Thank you, OPT. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, it's honestly I feel very good about this new dynamic I've been doing with this percussive elements. Anyways, yes, thank you so much for chiming in. If this content resonates with you, feel free to follow this channel. I teach guitar. I do meditative sound journeys among various things. Yes. Why'd you put me on timeout that day? I don't know, brother. You were probably doing something unhinged, dead ass. Like, I usually just throw people 10 minutes if they're cluttering the chat. But yeah, I don't know. Is these are the breaks. Gotta clean up the chat sometimes. I don't know if that was not well founded, then be mindful of that. But anyways, physical training would suffer staying up 3 days. Facts. Yeah, that's a thing. That's also why I don't fast frequently. Is because I feel like because I like to strength train and do like cardiovascular training very frequently. But I don't know. Anyways, thank you so much for chiming in. Remember to honor yourself and honor each other. Much love. Bless. Ashe.